Alright, we're on air, my dude.
On air.
Hey,
Hello, world.
SLAPNUTS.
Alright, fine.
Let's
I
talk
guess we
about
are
it.
going. I guess we're going
Hello,
with the SLAPNUTS.
this is this is a guy I met off the streets of
Brooklyn.
where the hell he comes from, so I think Africa. I think that's accurate. That's
I'm a
accurate.
Zimbabwean giraffe. How did you know?
Yeah, like, I think I enslaved ooh, wow. I mean, I
You know my
invited
name
you over
already,
to
yes.
a surprise sleepover, and
You told me there was going to be coffee on that ship. What the fuck?
uh, oh, we have to go to the Middle East for that. Jeez. Anyway, yeah, no. I mean, hey,
Starting off strong.
yeah, we really are just like that coffee I'll never have. Anyway, yeah, like we were discussing, you know, importante things. That's Spanish for something, and
Muy importante. Means
he
very
this
important.
this guy actually has brains, unlike the other African. Oh, whoa! Who said that? Jeez, Dragon! Wow, you're different today. Yes,
Going
yes, I
ham.
am.
Going ham.
Yeah, but I'm just raw today. Just like when you have a dick and you just keep jerking it, and eventually, yeah, like that kind of raw. Anyway.
Oh, you saucy bitch.
All right, so we should take it from the top about what were you discussing about, like race or something? Like
Something
what was
like
it?
that. Where exactly did we leave off? I mean, remember the last thing I said was, if you actually take a minute to look into it, you'll realize that Italians and Sicilians are of Latin descent. They are not
No,
Caucasus.
that part, like before that.
Which part? The discussions of memory, something along the lines
Black
of
people or something?
something like that. Just
Yeah.
the difference between, fuck it, I'm just gonna go out there and say the difference
Yeah.
between, being, an upstanding everyday black person and being those fucking assholes who think they're entitled to some shit for doing
Oh
shit
yeah.
you're supposed to do.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
I'm sorry if, your way of living is sitting at home, popping out a baby every year or two to fucking, increase the welfare checks. You're not contributing anything. Do I think that's fair to your children? Fuck no.
No,
If that's what you
no.
want to do, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it either way. Me being like that's not okay. Why the fuck
People,
are my taxes paying for this? Doesn't mean shit. Doesn't mean
my
anything. No matter how you look at it, you're gonna do what you're gonna do.
my older sister, she has a job and she's in a place where you get a mix of like a lot of, it's very diverse people. She makes glasses, but like
Yeah.
it's a diverse people, and she like knows like the welfare people. They got better phones than us, and our family has a job. Like they okay, my mom also she used to live across the street when she was younger from this family who was on welfare, and when their refrigerator broke, they got a top of the line refrigerator.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. So this
They
is
get
something.
the best. Like it's one thing if you're on welfare and you break something, you need something to get it, but why would you get the best? That's like, why are you handing out like this fucking expensive thing? That's like wasting our taxes on people
Oh,
who
oh
don't
yeah,
work
no doubt in my
to
mind.
get
So
better things than us. Like,
there's something that I've realized as time has gone on. There are three classes of people here in, let's say, for example, the United States. There are
yeah,
three classes of people. You have the upper class, the middle class, and the lower class. The upper
yeah,
class pays none of the taxes, keeps all the fucking money. Middle
uh-huh.
class does all the work, keeps none of the money.
The working class,
They
yeah.
pay all the taxes, they do everything. They're the ones whose backs are getting broken, whereas, the top 5% who's supposed to pay 50%, they don't. They don't. No way in hell they do. Then you have the lower class, which is to ensure that the middle and upper classes have to pay their taxes. The upper classes have ways of getting out of their taxes. The middle class doesn't. Plain and simple. They just don't. They don't have a house they can go fucking overseas to and visit. So you have the lower class, which is not only, ensuring that the taxes are paid, they're there to scare the shit out of the middle class. To make sure, oh, we don't want that fucking integrating to us. We're going to keep these people in positions where they can't succeed. You mean to tell me, you mean to tell me that 80% of people who are born in, what are, colloquially described as ghettos are unable to get out of said ghettos? No. I don't believe that for a minute. You know, it has nothing to do with class and everything to do with culture. You are
Yes, you
born.
can. If you're
You are.
born in a ghetto, you doesn't mean you can always be in the ghetto. Like that's
No,
why a
you
lot.
can get out of there. It's just
That's
you are
how
going. You
you
are
know that
going to be conditioned to know and understand only poverty. Only being told that you're not worth as much. You need to work harder.
unless you
Your
can
life
help
doesn't
find.
mean as much. You know, it's not an easy thing to have to grow up with. But that's why you find that a lot of these individuals grow up to be very bitter adults.
And it's the parents' fault. Like
I mean, that's the thing, and sometimes you can't even blame the parents. You can hold the parents
it
accountable
could
for
be the
their own
environment.
actions, but it could be the environment they're in. They might be in a spot where they were born into that themselves. And you have these communities getting more and more out of control. You're seeing 15-year-olds giving birth to kids, 14-year-olds giving birth to kids. You know, I understand the whole concept of you're young, you're gonna explore, but for fuck's sake, put a goddamn condom on.
At
Birth control isn't
least.
affordable because you can buy a pack of 20 of them for fucking $6
Planned
at a store.
Parenthood, like Jesus, they can give that. They can give out that. If they can give out abortions, they can give out birth control. Like
But
honestly,
even no, but even then, and this is where I kind of have to disagree a little bit.
hmm.
I get the idea that you need women's health care. There's nothing wrong with that. I have no problems with Planned Parenthood and what they do. I don't care if you want to abort the kid. Get rid of it. It's your body, your choice. Don't make me pay for it. Why am I paying for your mistakes? Now, that's not to say
Oh
that
yeah.
everybody, who has a kid has had, made a mistake.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I mean, me,
sometimes
I
people do
personally
dumb
don't
shit.
agree with
You know,
abortion, but
they fuck.
people are gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, they're gonna do it anyway. It's not my body. It
Because
doesn't affect me. I could be upset about it, but what the
I mean,
fuck is
me,
that gonna do?
it's to me, it's immoral. But I mean, I don't think it's the mother's choice to abort the baby because I believe it's another life. But I mean, that's within this day and age, that's not gonna fucking stop.
I
So
mean, don't get me wrong. After a certain point, no, it's not okay. If people say there's when how long is too long. I personally feel like if you're past the first trimester, that's it. You have to keep it.
yeah,
You
or at least put it for adoption so
Yeah,
someone
or
else
at
can love it.
least not so much keep it, but give birth to it and put it up for
Because
adoption.
there are people out there who want to adopt it,
Yeah.
especially like with the rise of like same-sex couples, or there's people who can't give birth. Like they're gonna they're gonna want to adopt. Like there are people who want kids, but can't
Of
have
course, but
kids.
and then I look at it like
Like
this: even if they do choose to get a second or third term abortion, sorry, trimester abortion, guess what? They did it. Am I any worse off for it? No. Am I allowed to
I just don't
dislike
want
it?
my taxes
Sure.
going to that. Like I don't want to
But
pay
that's what I'm
for.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Unless you're a rape victim, fund your own abortions. I'm sorry,
Yes,
fund them
exactly.
yourself.
Like
Pay for
because
your own abortions, or spend the $6 it takes to go buy some condoms. Not hard. Or
exactly.
fuck
Like
it.
I
Get
I
on
don't
birth
want to
control.
pay for
Get
that.
on
I
birth
don't want.
control. With certain plans, guess what? Birth control is fucking $18 a month.
Like I
Fund
don't want
your
to pay
own
for someone to kill
contraceptives.
their own unborn baby. I don't want to pay for that. I don't want to pay for you to kill your own unborn baby. Like at least pay that for your fucking self. You got 9 months to like at least say if you. I mean not nine. If you find out you're pregnant, you at least got a few months to freaking find the money or find a way to
Yeah.
solve that problem. Because
No matter what way you break it down, there's always going to be someone who's going to be in a position where they need these services. They need to be able to say, hey, this is what happened. This kid is going to be a constant reminder of what I had, or even in some cases, example, with my fiance, who if she were to give birth, it could possibly kill her. Yeah, don't give birth to a kid if it's going to kill you. No,
oh
no.
yeah, of course. Like
You know,
if
and
you're in
that's
danger, then I'm like, if abortion is the only way to keep you alive, then yeah, because
you know,
usually if you're die, the baby's gonna grow up without a mother, and I feel like if you're still alive, you can try again. Like like miscarriages happen, you can. It's
mhm.
heartbreaking, but you can try again. I believe.
But if you are to take it at face value, you can't dictate the circumstances of an abortion as a blanket. You have to, unfortunately, even though it takes a lot of time, look at each individual case. I'm sorry, if you went to a party, got fucked up, got fucked, and got fucked over because now there's a kid in you, pay for it yourself. You
Yeah,
had enough
that's
money
your
to go to the party, you had enough money to drive there.
exactly like.
And maybe I'm weird for it. Maybe
No,
I'm a terrible person. I don't feel like I am. People might tell me I am because I feel like people should fund, fixing their own mistakes.
oh yeah, they should fix their own mistakes.
Not for nothing, but if I were to have, knocked somebody up and, this is like, I don't want to keep it, you know what? If I can do the responsible thing, go halfsies. You both made the decision to, fucking put yourself in a spot where you can have a baby, be made. I can pay for it. That's all I gotta do.
Exactly. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. The healthcare parts of, fucking, women's healthcare and the healthcare parts of Planned Parenthood. Is like birth control. I don't mind if that's on, health insurance. I don't mind if that's covered because that is still women's health. Sometimes birth control can be used to, help, with certain, issues and sicknesses that someone might have. But at the same token, it's also terrible for you. It completely, fucks, your body up. There are a lot more drawbacks to using birth control than there are benefits. But solution, it's a solution, right?
Wait, what are the negative effects of birth control?
So at least older iterations of birth control, it's gotten a bit better as time has gone on. Have you ever heard of the product called Yaz, by any chance?
Nope. No.
Yaz was a contraceptive that came out, I want to say about 6 or so years ago, just using it as a prime example, where the users were experiencing just, intense abdominal cramps. And it turned out what it was doing was it was screwing up the lining in their intestines. It was also doing, it was basically just, destroying, their body. They were saying, I remember one of them was like, we're having, you might be entitled to a class action lawsuit. And one of the symptoms was literally bleeding out of your ass. I wish I was kidding, but that was one of the things that, was like, you might be in serious jeopardy. Give us a call.
Yeah, I just looked that up. That's like a pill for like estrogen and proestrogen.
Yeah. But it initially was made to help with the form of birth control. You took it with birth control to make sure, you didn't, have that severe drop in, just libido, as that's part of birth control. You're on birth control to make sure you don't have kids, but you also lose a lot of your will to fuck. That's what happens. It's part of the side effects. But
hold up. Hey, I'm cold. I'm just getting a sweatshirt. Hold up.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. I'm cold and I got a sweatshirt. But yeah, like I looked up Yaz and like I think it improved, but like
that was pretty recent. The fact that but the thing is, the fact that that's even a risk factor that you have to undergo to take.
I would
really want to take it. That's like when you look at a lot of these depression medications. Oh yeah, take this. It'll fucking help you with your depression. But one of the side effects is suicide. That's like drinking 6 beers and 4 of them sober you up.
My old medication had suicidal effects, which is why my mom took me off of it. But like, my kid medication for ADD was like had suicidal like thoughts, and like my mom didn't want me to take it anymore. So, but
see,
like
to me, just to kind of hop topics a little bit. A lot of times with ADD medication, it's pointless. A lot of these people that are diagnosed with ADD don't have ADD. They're just children. They have active imaginations. They get sidetracked in school because school is fucking boring. Especially in male mindsets. Boys are used to going out, running around, fucking playing in the street, getting hurt.
There was an overdiagnosis of ADD. Like me,
there's a huge.
I don't use it a lot because I don't use it as like a crutch at all because it's like I think
medication.
I don't use medication anymore and I'm pretty fine. Like
I'm saying,
I can barely. I usually like I can't pay attention to a long thing. I do have a very bad attention span and I do forget things a lot.
But that's the thing. If it's in a structured environment such as school, guess what? You can't pay attention because the thing you're
I'm talking
supposed to be
about
paying.
outside school, but like yeah, that too that in school. But the thing with ADD, you just learn to control it when you get older. Like if you're a kid, like you
Yeah,
can't
because
really
that's the
control it.
thing.
But like
When you're younger,
yeah,
your mind is more active. As you
yeah,
age, as you age, you start to understand that there are certain tasks in life that you need to focus on.
yeah.
There are certain
Like
things
you
that you
train
need to
yourself
do.
and
Yeah,
you realize,
and
oh
you
man,
just
maybe I don't need medication. I mean, I don't need drugs because
yeah,
I've been finishing up school with like no
there,
medication. I've been pretty
there
fine.
was
Like
a huge overdiagnosis for ADD and ADHD.
yeah, like I
I
think it was in like
remember.
the was like I think it was in like the 70s and 80s that happened. It was mostly like the stereotypical like hyperactive boy.
Oh yeah, but
Like
this is the thing, they still do it nowadays. I'm an example of them. Trying to push that narrative. Example, when I was younger, I got in trouble in school. I got bored. I would get bored. I'd
oh
doodle.
yeah, yeah,
I
me too. Like I was
I didn't want
very
to fucking, I didn't want to do, the math problems that were up on the board. I don't give a shit what fucking 9 times 9 by the square root of 63. I don't care. I just don't care. You know, you have complicated, classes to a point of sheer insanity. Now, fourth grade math, it's like, oh yeah, we're teaching you 6-step algebraic equations. When was the last time you ever fucking used algebra for anything in the real world? I can't think of one
oh
time, and
no,
I've been in it for over half a decade.
nope.
You know, so you have all this shit going on where you have people trying to, force, this useless knowledge into these children's heads. And then anytime, they're like, well, this is boring. I don't want to do this. I'd rather be outside experiencing the world. You're like, oh no, there's something wrong with the kid. The kid's got this. Good example. I ended up getting, back to what I was saying, into a point where I had to end up seeing a psychiatrist. It was a psychologist. I don't fucking
Yeah.
remember which. I don't care. And
This school made
for
my
this
mom
for sake
take
of
me
argument, we'll
to
call
a
her.
counselor many times too. Well, not many times, but a few times before, like
Yeah,
for no reason.
but
Like
for
what?
the sake of argument, we'll call her Dr. Robin for the sake of argument. So Dr. Robin would, issue these, just,
Oh,
your standard everyday test, fucking, hey, what do you see in this page? Me being the little smart ass I was, oh, I see an ink blot. All right, what do you see in this
I never
page? You don't
had
see an ink
that
blot. I
test
see a
really.
splotch of ink. And then fucking at one point, I took some sort of common sense like aptitude test. I did really well on it. Fucking common sense questions. If all of A is B and all of B is C, is C all of A? And it's like, yeah, duh. Oh shit, you just said all of A is B and all of B is C. If all of C is B, then fucking and all of B is A. Guess what? All of C is also A. And I'm a gamer. So when I would, take those tests, I would move my head. What was the point? I'm trying to focus. And they were trying to use that as grounds of, oh yeah, your kid might have ADHD. And at that point, my parents, being the reasonable individuals they are, went, that's fucking stupid. Let's keep his head stuff. And then they pulled me out of the fucking, the thing. It wasn't helping me because there was nothing wrong with me. And that's what I think
Yeah.
most parents unfortunately have to realize. There's going to be a point in time where your kid's going to do shit and you're going to think they're broken. You're going to think something's fucking wrong with them because, they're rambunctious, they're rowdy. It's part of parenting and it's how you grow as a parent. I personally am not a parent, but these are experiences passed down from my parents to me and
You
their
know,
parents to them.
you know those things like when you fill out like a kid for your school, they always ask for your medical conditions. My mom never listed them because she didn't think like people need to know. I
Well,
don't
let's think.
like
They don't need to know. If you're able to,
because
participate, you're able to participate.
teachers when I was younger always asked my mom, "Hey, has she been quote unquote identified?" And teachers always asked like my mom to like if there was like something wrong with me. My mom never answered them because it's none of their business. Because usually like if teachers know, they usually out the kids
Oh
or
yeah, no. If a
they would
teacher
out me
knows that a kid has a mental deficiency, they will out them.
because
It's
because
ridiculous.
teachers apparently can see like health forms of kids and like see what kind of conditions they have and like my
No,
mom
that's the thing. That's the
never
thing.
told
They
them
can't.
because it's another
Te-
as long as the kid
Teachers.
is performing fine in class, like as long as I don't have a major disability, like let's say like autism, like sometimes you need like special classes, but like still like you if you're the parent, you don't think it's necessary to tell the teachers what you
Yeah,
have, then don't. Because my mom never listed that because Even if you have
Yeah,
something as minor as ADD, you'll still be outed for some reason.
it's ridiculous. You take something, a lot of times teachers be like, "Oh yeah, did you have this kid checked? Why is the kid giving you trouble? Do you not know how to handle the kid? Is that why you're wondering if they got checked? Do you think there's something wrong with them?" I went to a public school. I went to a public high school, and no matter what way you broke it down, you had kids that did not want to be there. Even
Oh
in private
yeah.
schools, you have kids that don't want to be there. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
Me
there
and
that
some of
definitely.
the other students are, going into this school with the mindset of fuck this place. I'm not learning anything that feels useful. I don't need to know. You know, I don't give a shit what Shakespeare meant by, fucking where art thou? Yeah, it means where are you? I get that, but I don't give a fuck. How is that going to help me in the real world? I want, can you teach us something useful? Maybe balancing a checkbook,
Mm.
fucking,
How to get a
understand
job,
how your
how to buy
taxes
a
work.
house, how to get a car,
You
how to
know,
go to college, like
yeah,
what to,
that,
how to prepare for college.
yeah. This is all stuff that they should be teaching you. How do you handle the next step of life? I
Or
didn't learn how to
like
change my oil at school. I didn't learn how to rotate a
or
tire.
how
I
to
didn't learn how
maintain
to
healthy
change a tire.
relationships too. Like because all of us need that too. Like
Yes and no. That
yes
is
and
something you need, but that is not something you can teach somebody. That is something that is only learned through experience. Period.
oh okay. I meant like
Love
something
makes
like marriage or something. Like
even
I
with
don't know. It's
marriage. There are going to be people who get it after the third person they've dated. Um, so you know that whole thought of, oh yeah, there's that one special lovey-dovey person out there for you and all that shit.
yeah.
It's bullshit. It's not a thing. There is no person out there who's perfect for you.
Oh
There's
yeah. No
something I
one's
like to
perfect.
call there's something I like to call the 80-20 rule. In every person you're going to find that is most likely to be compatible with you, 80% of the shit they're going to do, you're okay with. You like that. You like those parts about them. Then there's going to be the other 20%, that part that makes you want to drive your fist through their face at least 3 times a week. That happens. That's part of a healthy
That's.
relationship.
I mean, no one's
So then,
perfect, of course.
right.
Like I mean,
So
I
then
I get
you
it
have
because
to lay out the
I'm.
inverse. Do you go looking for that 20% and then give up the 80% that you like? No, that's fucking stupid. Why would you do that?
But some like I know what you mean because like like I know I'm younger than you, but like whenever I get into a relationship, I'm like, oh geez, like wow they're so perfect, but then you see like the like you realize oh they actually have flaws too. Like they're
Oh yeah,
flaws you
no.
can still bear with. Like they're not like if it was a flaw like oh they're like a consistent cheater, then I wouldn't be with them. But if it's like a
Oh
flaw
yeah, no.
like
At that point, like get lost. Infidelity is never an excuse. But
yeah, but
on
like
the inverse,
everybody has their flaws. Like at first, it's like a fairy tale. Like wow, they're like everybody's like that. Like first they're like I'm gonna say shallow, but they're a little more superficial. And then when you guys trust each other, they're just like you and like not just like everybody else, but like like they got their flaws too. Like
yeah. I mean,
and you learn how to deal with it. Like if you truly love them, then you don't.
and that's the thing. People, do gradually begin to change as they age. I'm going to be honest with you. I've been with my fiance going on 5 years in January. But on and off. We've been, thing, for about 8. A lot of the shit she did back then and a lot of shit I did back then that we thought was cute pisses the other person the fuck off now. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
People, change, and that's the thing. Things stop being, either cute or acceptable or however the fuck you want to word it. There's a certain threshold that, as you go on for longer and longer, that threshold gets shorter and shorter that you're willing to take. Because you get to a point where humans are selfish creatures. The older you get, the more you're going to begin to care about only yourself, because that's the only person who's looking out for you at the end of the day. But on the inverse, when you truly do love someone, you can take them with all of their flaws and go, fuck it, this ain't that bad. I can deal with that. Not a big deal at all. I don't believe in the fucking nuclear family, the mommy, the daddy, the 2 kids, the dog with the white picket fence. Those people are the fucking freaks because there's something wrong with them. But they're so, so far up their own assholes, they won't admit it.
I mean,
The
I
perfect
don't see
family
the
doesn't
nuclear family
exist.
that much. Like, hell, we're not even like a nuclear family. Like, my sis, like, I still live with my sister and her and my niece, well, which is her daughter, because I got 2 siblings. My brother, he's married and like he has his own place now. I think he's in his early 30s. That's how, that's how old my siblings are. But Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have kids yet, but even though he lives in a small house with his wife, they are struggling with like 2 jobs right now, each of them. I don't think that much anymore, but they used to. They're not a nuclear
Oh,
family.
oh no,
We
don't get me wrong. Like, even in those families, yeah, they are, statistically proven to
and
be the most successful,
and you
but
think
they
with
still
my
have.
family, like I got parents perfect marriage, like, and then they have 3 kids, me and my sister, my brother. No, my sister was my brother was dumb. My sister was a witch. I'm still young, but I did stupid things, and like it made them want to pull their
Everybody did.
hair out. My sister had a kid at 18, and like she still is struggling with my niece. So
But
see,
on the
like that's
inverse as well, the world has also gotten a lot more intolerant to things that, honestly didn't matter. Unfortunately, I come from a day and age where I was on that cusp of, you got in a fight at school, you went home, your parents stitched you up, you went back to school the next day, you squared your shit away. You do that now, you get arrested.
what
You
who?
know, just anybody. You
Oh,
know, fucking the whole zero tolerance thing that happens in schools. I
oh,
wasn't
the
a
zero
bad kid.
tolerance. I hate that.
Yeah,
Like if you like, it's
yeah, I
let's say
wasn't a
you get
bad kid. I just happened to do a lot of dumb shit that just happened to be fucking, turned into misdemeanors over the years or felonies or whatever.
like I heard if you like get in a fight at school, and even if you fight back in self defense, the person
Yeah,
who's the
you still
victim
get
is
nailed
that
to the
you're
wall.
no matter there's no way out of it. Like I
Yeah,
don't, or you can't tease each other anymore. Like let's say a teacher hears you call your friend idiot. You can be penalized for that, even though
yeah.
you're just joking.
You're not supposed to talk to your friends like that. They can
Like it would
fucking
be
be offended.
different.
Nobody gives a fuck if you're offended.
Like
You
it would be
know?
different if it's a classic, like the bullies ganging up on one kid and beating them up.
But yeah, no, like if a
Okay,
kid's like in a fucking five-way Brooklyn gangbang, then yeah, get him the fuck out of there and get the kids in trouble. But
like yeah,
being like, oh yeah, fuck you, you little dick fucker, that is not terroristic threatening. Like the way they
like
treat it, I'll
like
kick your ass, bitch, is not a terroristic
someone in
threat.
school today, like told me to shut the fuck up. Am I supposed to get mad? No, I just told him to shut the fuck up back. Like
Yeah, are you supposed to get offended? Fuck no. If
no,
someone tells you to shut the fuck up, tell them to eat a dick.
like I'm pretty sure like I mean, he was half joking, but like it
No, but
was
that's the
funny
thing.
because that.
That's how friends joke around.
I mean, he's not my friend, but he's my classmate, and he's like, "Shut the fuck." And I was
Yeah.
and I was
I mean,
like, "No, dude, shut the fuck up." And then he was like, "Teacher, she said a bad word." And he, like trying to make a joke saying that. I said like
yeah, but that's the thing. Like,
that was the joke.
when I went to school, I like I said, part of it being a public school, you had the loud, rowdy kids,
Oh yeah.
and then you'd be like, yo, I'm trying to fucking chill. Can you not? And then they'll get mad at you and be like, yo, why don't you shut the fuck up and mind your own business? And then you just go, I'll shove a dick down your throat. And they go, oh shit, this guy's got some fucking skills. I respect them.
Like,
That's what kids do.
I mean, it's what
I
you do
heard
to your
insults that,
peers usually. Like
yeah, I
I
heard
go up to
insults
someone
go
and I'm
between classmates that didn't make any fucking sense. At one point, I remember hearing one kid, Alton, call another kid. He went, yo, shut your dumb lollipop turd stop sign looking ass up. And
yeah,
everybody started
that's what
laughing.
people are like, and like it's supposed to be funny. Like it's supposed to like be lighthearted. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, I got good at it because you fucking, you're one or two white kids in a class full of fucking, just fucking minorities in the I don't give a fuck
Oh, me
about the
too.
school
Like
class.
our
You go,
school
fuck it. You know what?
filled with
I see how they operate, because
whites, Hispanic, and black people. So
because that's the thing, like most white kids, like they're in, like when you're in a group of black people, they fucking hut up in the corner, you know. Fucking me, I'm like, no, these guys are fucking awesome. They're funny as shit, because they're not afraid to rag on one another. And at the end of the day, they're still tightly knit. They're like, we're all people. We're just fucking around. They don't mean anything by it.
yeah, but no, there's there's you get people who get offended over everything. Like
Well, that's what
like
happens when you give out participation trophies to everybody. Fucking, you're a
oh,
winner
I
too.
hate
You're a
those.
winner too. You're so special.
Oh,
Congratulations. You came in fifth. You tried your hardest.
I
Okay,
never.
I get it. I get it, but here's the thing. You don't fucking give them a trophy because those kids who work their ass off, that kid who's busting the football through a
I
tire
mean,
every
the
day.
reward means nothing. It
Yeah.
means that hard work means nothing.
Yeah,
Like
it's like you
you
are
have to
teaching people
face
that your effort,
disappointment.
yeah, You have to
Like,
learn and understand disappointment. Don't teach the people who put that effort in.
I don't want to
Who
go this far, but after the election, many people who were disappointed bawled their asses off. Like,
oh no, I think
because
that and people are gonna fucking go crazy over this, but in some ways, Donald Trump getting elected was the best thing that happened to this country. Not because he got elected, but because it opened everybody's fucking eyes. It opened
like
everybody's eyes up.
like people
The
who
middle
would
class
and
white
like
person
threatened to kill
is
them,
tired.
like threatened to kill them. So
Yeah,
college kids,
yeah,
they
threatening
have
to kill themselves.
faces.
You
They
know,
are bawling their eyes out. But when
yeah. You have a room where you get
in
to
the
fucking go
past,
cuddle puppies. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love the idea of being able to cuddle a puppy for like 2 hours to get a college credit for it. That'd be fucking amazing. But no, when he got elected, it opened the eyes of a lot of people. And unfortunately, they are seeing the wrong things. They think that white supremacy is a thing in this country when it's not.
oh,
Because here's the thing: if white supremacy is
the
a thing in this
KKK
country,
is dead.
yeah, fuck,
Honestly,
fuck the KKK. If you're a Klansman or a Nazi, no, you deserve to be fucking decked in your face. You deserve to be shot. You're a fucking asshole. But at the same token, you can't tell me that white supremacy is a thing and that minorities are kept down in this country and aren't afforded,
oh
the
please,
same
it's
opportunities.
BLM.
Explain any black NBA star, any black NFL star, Bernie Mac, fucking Chris Rock, Bernie. Yeah, I said Bernie Mac already. Fucking,
There are
Dwayne the
so
Rock
many
Johnson.
popular black
I could go on and
rappers,
on.
black celebrities,
Yeah, yeah,
Trent. There's freaking
yeah. Little,
Caitlyn Bruce
fucking
Jenner. Like,
yeah. Nobody gives a fuck about Bruce Jenner. Fucking, but just going on. You can get, you can make it in this country rapping about, fucking doing drugs, beating bitches, and smoking
and
weed.
all the kids in my class love it. Oh, like, well, okay,
Oh
not
no,
all,
but
but it's
I
mostly
have
the.
no problem with that. You know how I feel about fucking, Lil Wayne, fucking Drake, Dr. Dre, whoever the fuck. Good for you. You found something and you made it work.
I have a
I,
favorite black rapper, and that's it. Like, I don't
you know,
mind it. Like, I don't.
I
There's
mean,
some rap that I
don't get me
like.
wrong. Like, I'm more of a Tupac and Biggie kind of guy, but that's just me. I like old
Old
school
school.
shit.
I
But
like underground rappers. I'm that type of person. But
it depends because now rappers have kind of just turned into fucking chipmunks with speech impediments.
most,
But
yeah, like I hate like the ones that like use autotune all the time. And it's like, stop
I
it.
was like,
Like,
I don't care if they
like
use
your voice
autotune. If they
hurts.
make yeah, if they make that shit work, they make it work. Like who the
Well,
fuck
no, it's
cares?
like like it's like they are a literal robot. It's like, stop. You're making my ears hurt. Like,
Yeah.
stop.
But at the same token, I look at it like this: if these people, Lil Wayne, Drake, fucking whoever,
Yeah.
if they're
Bullshit.
able to be as successful as they are in a country that's supposedly against fucking people of color and only benefits white people,
Barack
that
Obama was president for two times in a row. So I mean, how
we all know that's because he was half white. Duh.
half
Fucking like
halfway.
I
Ooh.
wish, like honestly, I wish we had a blacker president. I wanted a president so black he fucking clicked when he talked. He shuts his eyes. Secret Service has got to turn on a flashlight to find him. I have no problem with a fucking black president. I
I
have
mean, I
no
always
problem.
wanted to see a female president in office, but not this one. Like the one that was running. Not that one.
Yeah.
No, different
Like
one,
to me,
please.
people are like, oh yeah, you can be anything you want in this country if you're a woman, except for president. Apparently, no. The reason why Hillary didn't get elected is because she was one of the most corrupt, vile individuals who could have possibly run.
Exactly.
And the thing
Like,
is,
no. Like,
had she,
yes.
had she, even though she rigged the campaigns against Bernie and all that shit, had she just simply gone to the places that Donald went to, talked to them, and said, "Hey,
Like,
I care
I'm
about you,"
sure
even if
everybody
she
wants.
was lying through her teeth, she would have won the election.
I'm
By
sure.
the way, just one fun thing for you. The reason why popular vote does not get a country's leader elected in this
Mhm.
country is for one simple reason. If that was the case, the only states that would matter are New York, Texas,
New York,
California, and
New
Florida.
York, yeah,
That's it.
those three, maybe Florida, but only the big state, because that means the small states won't get any representation of the
Yeah,
popular vote because they're
yeah.
small. The electoral college is supposed to be so all fucking 50 states, no matter how small you are, whether you're North and South Dakota to New York and California,
And that's the thing. To even break it down further for you, there are counties with houses that are about fucking 2 inches apart on
yes.
roads that are the same length as other counties in the same state. There were blue states that only had like 3 or 4 blue counties, but they were highly populated counties, which flipped the whole state.
Yeah, like New York City, like that's highly blue. And
Yeah,
then most of upstate, I'm in upstate New York. It's like mixed, I believe. Like I think the city I live in is pretty blue,
but you know, and
but New York
that's
City
the
pretty
thing.
much controls the
Oh, yeah,
freaking,
without a
which is
doubt.
why we have the governor that we have right now.
But at the
So
same token, it's just, the reason why Donald Trump getting elected was a good thing is because it opened the eyes of so many people in this country to a lot of things at once. Example, white middle class people are tired of being stepped on. They are tired of being treated like shit in the
yeah,
shadows
like
without anything being done
that's
about
what
it.
my parents been
But
saying. Like they're middle class
on the
people, and like
yeah,
they
but on the inverse, it also showed a lot of people that, you know, country is smart enough to make its own decisions. We were given the world's biggest dumbass versus the world's evilest woman as our two candidates. Had Bernie been the opposing party for the Democratic Party as opposed to Hillary, Trump wouldn't have stood a chance.
yeah, probably, yeah, that would have been, it would probably, Bernie would have probably been more
Because
president, I guess,
Bernie's
like because
Bernie's thought process was, I'm here for the people. I have a lot of good ideas, but I have no idea how to carry them out. Donald Trump was, I
like
don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Fuck it. Whatever. Here we go. We have a walking meme for president right now. Do I care all that much? Not really. I don't vote for the right to complain. Because here's the thing. If your two candidates are a turd sandwich and a giant douche, and you pick one of those, you still pick that turd sandwich a giant douche. Thank you, South Park, for giving me an easy fucking go-to reference. But people that voted for Donald Trump, they're not fucking Nazis. They're not Hitler. They don't fucking care. That's not what they're there for. They were like, this guy said he was going to do a lot of shit for the people, to help out the people in this country. He's saying, I want to put America first,
even my
which
black
is
friend
something
liked
America.
him. Like she liked him a lot too.
2/3 of my black friends like them. And the
Yeah,
thing is, they're afraid to admit it because they're like, I'm going to be fucking, for lack of a better term, lynched by my own people.
exactly. Like,
They're going to
oh
fucking,
yeah,
put me out there. And
you
the
know
thing
how
is,
like people are complaining. What's your thoughts on quote unquote police brutality? Do you think that exists, or
I think it does in cases, but they are extreme cases. There
but
are
isn't
always
there a
going
lot
to
of
be.
black on black crime though? Or am I
Oh yeah,
wrong?
no, there is. But at the same
Then
token, the reason why there's so much black on black crime is because for fucking decades upon decades, nobody gave a shit about the black people. They pretended to, but they didn't.
yeah,
You want to,
but
you
they
want
always
to.
say that white people kill black people.
I mean, they do. Black people kill white people a hell of a lot more than white people kill black people. But guess
Oh
what?
yeah,
The point is, people are killing people. And the problem is, we assign colors to this shit. It doesn't matter if a black guy killed a white guy or if a white guy killed a Mexican guy or a Mexican guy killed a Jew. Somebody killed somebody else. That's the problem. Not who did it and what color they had.
people make a big like BLM, Black Lives
Yeah.
Matter. What do you think about them?
I think any group that's willing to call Martin Luther King, the guy who got them all of their rights, and Uncle Tom, and a fucking traitor to their race.
I heard that they said that. I heard that they
Oh no, they
insulted
did.
King.
They did. It's on tape. You can fucking find it anywhere on YouTube. There's at least 60 or 70 videos of it.
I heard they have tweets
Yeah.
where they
Oh,
encourage
there's
to rape
hundreds
white
of tweets.
bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
like
here's the
they
thing.
encourage to rape white bitches and kill white people.
Yeah,
Like
when a group is, even if they're extremists, is beginning to advocate for the rape and murder of another race, doesn't that
I think
sound
they're a
just a little
terrorist
bit weird?
group. Like honestly, like a domestic terrorist group.
The way I look at it,
Really.
Black Lives Matter is a lot of misguided people who have been lied to for so long they can't find the truth. They don't know where to look. And even when they do, they don't believe it. Do I think that, Black Lives Matter activists are terrorists? No. A lot of these are legitimate, people who think, oh my God, my people have been oppressed to a point where we can't make it anymore. What do we do? I will never tell somebody they're wrong for that. I will never tell somebody that they are, they are out of line for feeling like their people are being oppressed and they want to do something about it. The problem is they're being lied to. They're being lied to about statistics. They're being lied to about a lot of things. Now, don't
Mhm.
get me wrong. I do think police brutality is a thing. You look at any cop in Los Angeles. If being black is a fucking handicap in this country, but it's a self-inflicted handicap that nobody realizes they've inflicted on themselves. When you raise your kids to think, oh, you see that police officer over there? He's there to protect the people, not you. You're black. That kid is going to be terrified of police officers for the rest of their lives.
There was
There's a
this
difference
video.
between, hey, there's a huge difference between, hey, how are you, officer? How are you doing today? What seems to be the problem? And fuck you, nigga. There's a way to talk to people. There is a way to talk to people. Here's the thing. If you're respectful to a police officer, you just made his day because people give him shit for doing his job.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I sometimes talk to police officers. Like they are people just like you and I. Just like
and that's
don't
the thing.
be threatened by their weapons
I have
because
me, hanging out with a group of people I did, in high school, the stoners, the underachievers, as we jokingly called
yeah.
ourselves, we don't like cops. I don't like cops. I will not give a cop any information that he doesn't deserve to have. But if he's doing his job and he's not harming anybody, he is trying to protect people. He might be a dick for giving you that speeding ticket, but if you're going 80 and a 50 and you hit somebody, you can kill them,
Oh, yeah, like
you
don't
know?
like be
But
grateful that you got that speeding ticket. That means, like there's someone out there doing justice at least. Like,
hey, and that's the thing. That's not to say that, there aren't people out there. I've seen videos, of cops just fucking, shooting people down in cold blood, white, black, Mexican, whatever, because they're having a bad day. Oh, he's not answering me. He's trying to kill me. No, he wasn't. His fucking hands were in his pocket. I don't think that, I think his name was Trayvon Martin. He had a fucking bag of Skittles in his pocket and he got shot for it.
oh,
That is police brutality. However, if you're resisting arrest, flailing and, trying to get free from the officer and he slams you on the ground, there's something called pain compliance, which is it's not supposed to be comfortable. It's not supposed to be nice. If you're resisting arrest for something that you have been proven to have done wrong and, you get slammed, or tased or whatever, you're doing that because you're fighting them. I guarantee you, if a cop says put your hands behind your back and you put your hands behind your back, the worst he might do is pin you to the ground so he can make sure you get handcuffed properly. A cops, and that's the thing. I've seen videos of cops, just walking up to cars with their guns drawn for no reason. Those cops are idiots. If you're pulling somebody over for a busted taillight, why are you pulling your gun out? If you're pulling somebody over for swerving between lanes, you try to get them to stop and they jam on their brakes to try to get you to crash into them. Yeah, you might think this person's on something, so you're gonna be like, "Fuck it, I'm drawing something."
yeah,
But tasers are not an alternative to guns sometimes. Think about this. If tasers are really so safe, why do so many people die to them anyway? Yeah, you might die, from other things. The tasers themselves aren't the cause of death. But if you tag somebody with a taser, they freeze up and they hit their head on the corner of pavement and they die, they're still dead,
oh
not
yeah,
alive
that
anymore.
yeah, I see.
But I don't know, man. Just the more I look into shit and the more, that I begin to, just dig down and research, on both sides. I'm not the kind of person who will dismiss, you know, Black Lives Matters or, Antifa, for what they do. I think Antifa is a terrorist organization with the way they act. Yes, I do. They do a lot of terrorist-esque things, destroying property, attacking people, unprovoked. Words are never a reason to hit somebody. Now, don't get me wrong. If somebody is, saying white power, and they have a Nazi flag, flying over their shoulder, yeah, go ahead, knock them out. They're fucking Nazi. Fuck Nazis. Nazis are terrible people. Nazis were the people who advocated, for the death of 6 million plus Jews and then a fucking another 9 million undesirable people. But it seems to me now that left extremism is pushing more towards communism than anything. And what people don't realize is,
Yeah, people
you want
call
to
it
know who has a communist government?
cultural Marxism.
I'm saying, do you want to know something funny about communism? You know that country that a lot of people on the far left hate, Russia? They are a
Yeah.
communist government. Or
Oh
were.
yeah, like
But here's the thing. What they don't realize is that when Stalin was under rule, take a guess how many people starved to death in his country. Take a guess.
Joseph Stalin was worse than Hitler. Like Joseph Stalin never even cared about his people.
Hitler was, I'm trying to unite my people. He had the right idea of, I want to unite everybody under the same
Like
banner, but
Hitler
he had
actually
the worst
okay.
possible way he could have gone about it, because his option was, oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
Hitler was not he made great speeches and he did have good leadership, but he eventually like blamed it all on the Jews though, and tried to get rid of them. That was where he went wrong. But like Hitler is not that bad of a leader. Like I know people are gonna be like, "Ah, Hitler
No,
evil." No, he's
here's
not
the
the
thing.
worst.
Hitler was a horrible person, very easily in the top 5 of the worst people in history.
Yeah,
But
like
he was.
there was something wrong with
He
him.
knew He was a good politician. He knew how to unite and lead a country.
And
Does
he
that make
wasn't
him a
even
good person?
German, so
Hell no. Politicians are terrible fucking people. Look at all the ones sitting in Congress right now, fucking who work maybe 18 hours out of a week and then spend the other 26 with their fucking fist in their hand just like this. They're making fucking six-figure salaries. Oh, and by the way, they're embezzling usually a couple $100,000 a person. It's a big fucking club, dude, and none of us are in it.
yeah, like
You know, but at the same token, when you fucking, you know, break down just a common sense, you know, look at it, I've looked at both sides, man. I've seen, you know, what the, you know, the best and the worst of both sides has to offer. You know, you look at the left, you have these crazy people who think, you know, they're entitled to shit when they're not. You know, if, you know, the entire point of capitalism is, I mean, to me, whatever. You want me to fucking, you know, call you Z or Zer? No, I'm not going to do that. But however, to make my life easier, I'm just fucking skipping that step and referring to everybody as they and them. Why? Because if you correct me and tell me to use your pronouns as somebody who, you know, is way further into the LGBT, you know, community than, you know, people would like to believe, no, no. Because you have done something as a movement, you know, these non-binary, you know, non-whatever.
oh
You know,
gosh.
people, listen, I get the idea that you might not feel okay in your body. You might not feel, you know, in the right spot. I know that feeling. I would much rather be a woman than a man. And I'm giving what I got. I'm not going to throw a fit. But you can be one, the other, or in transition between the two. That's just how biology works. It has been around for billions upon billions of years, and no matter what creature you look at, there is usually a specific chromosomal difference between one and the other. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some outliers, you know, not starfish, seahorses, you know, where the men give birth. You know, or, you know, a fucking, you know, there's a lizard, I think, it's either in South America or,
And like
but,
there's like the
you know,
fish that like I heard that fish can change their gender. I heard this a while ago that like if like one parent dies, you can change their gender or whatever. Fish are really fucking weird, but
that's cool and all. That's great. But let me ask you something. Can humans do that?
we're
No.
not.
Because at the same token, fish can also breathe underwater because they have gills and scales. Do humans have gills and scales? No. It's a different
No,
creature,
like,
different
do you
genetic
know how
makeup.
fish? Do you know how fish mate? They mate by like they don't even have like they don't even go inside it. Like they swim around each other, and like you know like then pop out like a bunch of eggs. They're so weird. Like I like fish, but like do we do that? No, we have to. You know, if you want to make a kid, you have to actually insert something. But fish are like the freaks of nature. Like I like fish. Like I have some pet fish, but like they are the freaks of nature. I'm telling you. Like people say humans are, no, it's the fish. Like 9% of the ocean is not discovered. The fish are freaky, and I love them. Anyway, that was I just sidetracked us. Keep going. I'm sorry. I like fish.
Fish are fucking cool. I don't blame you. But
yeah, like they're so weird, but they're some are pretty, some are nasty, some are fish are fish. I really did sidetrack us, but I keep going about the non-binary or, you know, gender stuff, I guess.
But I'm trying to think where I left off. No, that's not good.
Huh?
Trying to do something and it didn't work. But at least with, you know, the whole non-binary thing, if that's how you feel, that's fine. You know, if you want to be, you know, some fucking demi-queer, like look, go ahead. But if people don't accept it, you don't get mad at them and don't try to force them to. That's like a Christian trying to force you into their religion. It doesn't work. People are going to believe what they believe, whether you like it or not. Sorry, that's just it. You can't make other people, you know, harbor your views. They wouldn't be their own individual person then.
Yeah, like, and look at see, I'm bi. You know, I prefer girls honestly, but I'm not. If you don't like, if you don't agree with gay marriage, I'm not gonna force you. Like as long as you don't, you know, like
I
I
never got the whole thing behind being against gay marriage either. Marriage isn't a Christian thing. It never has been. Otherwise, Catholics wouldn't do it. It hasn't
I
been a
think people are
Catholic
talking about
thing where
how like
Christians wouldn't do it. Right?
like
Here's the
how
thing.
like the church the if the church doesn't want to host gay marriage because it's against their beliefs, then fine, go. You can have marriage somewhere else. Like I'm talking about that. Like and like
You
I'm a
don't need
Christian myself.
you don't need a church to get married. But more importantly,
Like now the church I go to, they're very accepting of you know gay people. Like my pastor has openly said that, and like some churches will, but if a church refuses to wed you, then don't throw a fit
don't be like
because
I'm gonna
church
burn
is
the church
separate
down.
from
Church is separate from state. More first off, I
yeah.
mean they should
So
be, but
either
moreover,
go to another
honestly,
church or get a unreligious wedding. Like you don't
yeah,
have to
like
go
why do
to
you
a
need a
church.
religious? Well, here's the thing. When people tell me they're against, gay marriage, gays, lesbians, whatever, my only question
Whatever.
is, I want to know what their reasoning behind it is. Because, yeah, sure, whatever. It's unclean in the eyes of God. I'm sorry. Are you watching them fuck? Are you the reason,
Like I understand why some people are against it because it is strange. Like usually you usually grow up, wow, you have a mom and a dad, babies are made from a man and a woman. And it's strange nowadays that like wow, a man is fucking a man. Wow, that's unheard of. Or like
here's the thing. I would
I
rather a
understand.
kid have, two gay or lesbian parents than be raised in a single parent household. And the reason
Oh,
why, and the reason why,
I'd rather have that too because single
here's the thing,
parenting is like
well, here's the
bad.
thing, and the reason why and the thing is, it's not to say that people who are single mothers or single fathers are bad at raising kids, but it's a full
Oh,
time job.
I'm telling you from
You don't
experience. Like
have the
my sister's a single mom, and oh, jeez,
yeah,
it's
but the thing is,
terrible.
you don't have the time and the resources. A kid is not something you can raise by yourself. It's just not. You have to sleep sometime, and let me tell you something. For the first 9 months of that kid's life, you're asleep and they're not.
Oh yeah, like
You know,
that's why there's two parents. Usually like one has a job or another one has like a part time or stays at home, takes care of the kid, and
here's
yeah,
here's how my parents did it when I was growing up. My mom worked the night shift.
uh
My
huh.
dad worked the day shift, and then after about I think 4 years of that, they switched, and they would switch. So my dad would go to work. My mom would be home to take care of me. They would put us down for a nap, try to get as much sleep as they could. Then they would go to work, and the other parent would take over, try to get as much sleep as they could, and that's what they did. They had maybe 3 or 4 hours. The most to themselves, 3 or 4 hours that they spent sleeping because they were exhausted. But the thing is, parenting is about sacrifices. When you have a kid, your life is no longer about you. For the next 18 years, if you're a good parent, it's about that little fucking bastard crying in the crib.
No, I agree with you. Like I can't. I don't think like I don't think one person can do it all alone. Like
I
my
mean,
mom was.
they can, but it's not easy, and you're going to make mistakes. No kid is perfect, but here's the thing, though. The reason why I'm fine with a kid having, two, gay or lesbian parents as opposed to one parent. Let me ask you something. Right now, at this very moment, I could think at least a couple hundred instances where gay people and lesbians are fucking right now. My head didn't blow up. My skin's not melting. I mean, my eyes a little itchy. Shit, fucking is a bother. It's not affecting me. Why do I care? It doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
They want to get married. Let them get married. They want to fuck. Let them fuck. Who cares?
Yeah,
You
like
know.
they can't get pregnant, they can't like it's like like they can't get pregnant, they can't get like ST. Can they get ST? Well, only if you're like unclean, I think. I'm not
The
sure
worst, the
how that.
worst thing that will happen. You fucking catch an STD, and just as long as you're responsible and tell everybody you're with after that, fine. But if you're with a life partner and you get an STD, who fucking cares? You got the same thing. Just keep fucking. It doesn't affect you. It doesn't affect
Yeah,
me.
like
That's why I don't care, man. Like I'll never. I'll just never understand why the hell people care what other people do. Here's the thing. Yeah, sure. Do I think, a lot of the Islamic, scripture is fucked up? Yeah, I do. But you know what? If people are willing to be a part of that, let them. If people are willing to be a Christian, let them. If you aren't directly affected, don't stick your nose in it. You can
Oh,
have your problems with it, but don't try to change it. It's not your place. Everybody thinks that they're responsible for fixing somebody else's problems.
yeah, I'm a firm believer in privacy and the First Amendment. It's like mind your own fucking business. Like as long as I'm not bothering you, you're not bothering me, we're all good, right? We're good.
Yeah. Yeah, like fucking isn't. If you were like, "Yo, check out my new girlfriend," I'd be like, "Good for you, awesome, congratulations, whatever." Fucking, I mean, I do kind of draw the line at people fucking animals. That's a little weird, in my opinion.
Uh, yeah, that shouldn't really happen. Like
You want to get fucking, mutant bear people? That's a good way to get mutant bear people.
like that's kind of like that is not legal because an animal can't really give consent. Like I mean,
Yeah, like I mean, and even if the animal could, it would probably be no, no. Like what makes you think I want to fuck you? Like, just I would only want to fuck other animals just like me. I mean,
like
but at the same token, just everybody thinks that, it's at a point now where people are condoning pedophilia. Why? What part of fucking a child is okay to
wait, people are
anybody?
condoning that?
Yes.
When and where, man?
There was a fucking movement that was going around on YouTube for a
People think
little while.
there was some people thinking that pedophilia was like a sexuality, like fucking
Yeah, well, not even a sexuality. They're like
prepubescent children that don't even know
like,
what
oh,
sexuality
yeah,
is.
they're like, oh, it's a mental illness. Yeah, you're right. It is a mental illness, but don't fuck children. And you're supposed
Like
to help
they're
those people.
like
Yeah, help them by putting them in jail so they don't fuck
they're
children.
talking about children that don't even like know what sex is. They shouldn't know. Like that's not. They don't even have a sexuality yet. Like
I'm sorry. There are two things I
don't
cannot
like.
forgive in this world: rapists and pedophiles. No. Do not stick your dick where it doesn't belong. Don't plop your vag where it doesn't belong.
Yeah, like stop it. Like no.
Listen, I get it. You're mad because you couldn't get laid. You're fucking, some form of degenerate where nobody wants to fuck you. That doesn't mean go out and rape somebody. That doesn't mean go out
Buy a
fucking.
fucking whore at least. Like
Yeah,
come
dude,
on. Like
buy a hooker. Pay somebody for it.
like that hookers have been around for like what? Like thousands of years. You can
Brothels and hookers were around for that very reason. Hey,
like
this
for
person's
you
trying
to
to make
get
money. You're trying to get laid. Everybody fucking wins. But
like why are
here's
you
how I
trying to
look at
rape
it.
like why are you trying to chloroform girls at a party when you can easily like
Yeah,
spend a little bit of
like
money with
even easier still, they make some of the most nowadays you can buy a fuck doll that looks like a real person, has all the proportions you want, the hair color you want, the eye color you want. You can literally
like
build a
don't
bitch.
rape.
You can fucking build a bitch instead of rape somebody. Just fucking go to build a bitch and build a fucking blow up doll, or a fucking silicone whatever. Don't fucking rape people.
Like it's so easy to get sex. Like you like and there's always someone out there to fuck you. Okay, that
Yeah,
sounds really weird, but that's true.
no,
Like
not at all. And there's that whole stigma of, oh yeah, men shouldn't rape. No fucking shit. But you should also teach women, hey, if someone tries to rape you,
yeah.
defend yourself every way you can. Want to know why? Because even though men know they aren't supposed to rape, guess what? There are still men out there who are going to rape.
Yeah,
There are
like
still women out there who are going to rape. That's just
like
how it
you're not
goes.
supposed to. Kids are not supposed to do a lot of things, but sometimes they're gonna do those things because
Yeah. Because
you
no
think
offense,
everybody
when I
cares
was a
about the
kid,
law.
the one thing, yeah, it's like when I was a kid, the one thing that made me want to do something more than anything else, yo, slap nuts, don't touch that cookie. Well, now I want a fucking cookie. Thanks, dick. You know. But at the same token, here's the thing: if teaching people not to rape, not to kill, not to do drugs, if that really worked 100% of the time, why are there drug addicts? Why are there rapists? Why are there murderers? It doesn't work that way. Like I said, the only person in this world that's actually looking out for you is you. So yeah, take the extra precautions, learn how to defend yourself, learn how to fight, learn, fuck it, keep a
Carry
knife in your pocket.
weapons.
My fiance has, a little knife that's a pen, pull it out, stab. Lipstick that's a fucking knife, pull it out, stab, because she understands that there are going to be people that are going to try to do harm to you, no matter how you're raised, what their fucking viewpoints are, how they were raised, what you're. It doesn't work that way. The world is a fucking cold, unforgiving place, and you need to treat it as
Oh yeah,
such.
like a few weeks ago, these freaking Guyanese men followed me home, like in the truck. Like that was creepy as fuck.
Yeah, like, you fucking
And
got followed
like I
home
know
by
how to.
some, by some country hicks in a truck, probably, or whatever the fuck.
No, they were city hood rats because I was
Okay.
I was walking. I was actually walking to my grandparents' house, so it wasn't my home. So I'm. Don't worry, I'm safe because like they don't really know where I live, but
Yeah.
like they were trying to pick me
Thank
up in their
fuck for
truck.
that. I'm glad you're safe. But at the same token, yeah,
Yeah,
you got
like
followed
three
home by
like
like some fucking
and like I'm
crooked
like
ass weirdos
okay, like
followed you
I'm
home.
ready to fight. Like if they want to come out and like do, they never got out of their truck. Like once they got in it, they never came out like pussies. So,
It's not,
but
But at the same token, like this is the shit that people have to deal with, and I understand that you want to make that that a lot of these people on the fucking extreme left want to make the world a better place, and I respect that notion. But telling people they aren't allowed to say things, telling people they aren't allowed to laugh at things, when you start policing thought,
you're giving more power to those
you're
things.
giving more power to those
It's like
things. Here's the
it's
thing.
like when you say
Nothing.
people tell you not to say like faggot, cracker, nigger, gay, like as an insult. You're giving more power
I
to that
have
word.
gay friends that call me a faggot every chance they get, and you know what? We laugh about it. Like
Yeah, like I. If you want to call
my
me a
buddy.
cracker, if you want to call me a fucking ghost, guinea, wop, potato,
Yeah,
ginger, because I am a ginger. Like my classmates will call me a ginger now and then. Like I don't care. Like
yeah. You're like, yeah, you're goddamn right. I'm a ginger. I'm a fucking
yeah,
daywalker. Come here. I'm gonna bite you and give you gingivitis. Whatever.
yeah.
But and this is the thing. It gets to a point now where like fucking my
But yeah,
buddy. I'm gonna call him Dash for the sake of not name dropping. He'll be like, "Yo, what's up, nigga?" And I'm like, "What's good, honky?" And that's the thing. He's not white. I'm not black. And that's the thing. Fucking, if you have no matter what way you look at it, there is a logical group of people. There was a point in time where I remember it, and unfortunately, this was, back in high school, before all this shit really, this whole Tumblr movement, snowballed into the clusterfuck it is, where, you were able to laugh, My buddy Chen, fucking, yo, Ching Chong, he left, you know? Fucking it's sad because you can't laugh and joke about things that brought people together, the things that blurred that line of race, that line that separated everybody. And unfortunately, with the way things are going, the world now, and I never thought I'd actually say this, in a lot of ways, in a lot of places now, a lot of countries, racist now than it was fucking 4 years ago. Because you are pushing people apart. Morgan
like
Freeman said it the
even
best. Like,
I tell my female friends to go back into the kitchen and make me a sandwich, or why aren't you in the kitchen, like where you belong? Like I make those kind of jokes.
and that's the thing. You're a woman, but guess what? You're a fucking misogynist pig for saying
Oh
shit
yeah,
like that. Yeah,
exactly.
because
I'm a oh the patriarchy. It's killing me.
yeah,
Oh the non-existent patriarchy that really only exists in third world countries. It's killing me over here in America. While I
yeah. I
hold
mean,
my iPhone and I style my
and the thing,
hair blue dye.
there is there is no patriarchy. Women have run this bitch for fucking
Yeah, it's like a
decades.
fucking
Because let me tell
matriarchy,
you something.
honestly.
Because let me tell you
Women have
something. Every
privileges that men don't.
well, not even that. Not even that. Just break it down to the most simple fucking the most simple facets. Guys inhibit themselves heavily because of women. Not in a bad way, but let me tell you something. Every guy out there that, is straight wants to get laid. These straight, cis, white, pieces of shit
Yeah.
want to get laid. But it's a patriarchy, right? But that's why,
Yeah.
fucking at the end of the day, women are usually the ones calling the shots. I know for a fact, there's a lot of times women going, oh, I'm not fucking worried about if he gets mad. It's not my fucking problem. Like, unfortunately, you got the fucking pussy. You get to make the rules. That's just how it works. Guys want to get laid more than girls want to get laid sometimes. And unfortunately, that's just fucking
Yeah.
No, look at that. You said something stupid. Now you're not getting laid tonight. I'm
I
sorry. I'll go do. I'll fucking do anything. And that's just what happens.
I
These guys will
understand
go
man
through
though,
hoops to try to
because
fucking get back into women's good graces.
I understand men because think my sex drive is like a guy's though. So
But on the inverse, there is no patriarchy, because if there was a patriarchy, guess what? Every time there was a burning building or a ship sinking, you really think they would go, well, at least get the women and children first. Get
women
the
and
women and children
children
first.
first. Like
Yeah,
it,
no offense. If there's a bank hostage situation, and a bank gets fucking robbed, well, at least give us the women and children. As fucking Bill Burr said it, what about me? I don't want to stay in the safe with fucking 20 other fat sweaty dudes. These guys are trying to negotiate for shit they get. They're not going to give you a fucking rocket launcher. Just negotiate for the handgun. Like, just, fuck, dude. Fuck that.
but no, like females
Patriarchy.
have
Guess
much.
what? There wouldn't
It's
be
a
a save the women.
matriarchy, honestly.
That's the thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. The way things are now, it has been put into a worse place because everybody thinks there was something wrong with what wasn't wrong. There's a little philosophy I like to live by. If it ain't broke, don't fucking fix it.
Exactly. Like
And what do? They
I
Try
don't
to
know how
fucking fix
women
it.
think they're oppressed. Like I the women only focus
I mean,
on
no, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. There are women in this world who are heavily oppressed. Take a look at the Middle East.
No, I'm talking about the world. I'm talking about like here in America.
No, West
No,
Society. Fuck no.
it's
Fuck
like
no.
I mean I understand like a downside of being a woman. You usually men will creep on you. Usually that happens, and as a woman you are weaker than a man. Like that's biology right there. Like men are
That's the
hunters,
thing.
we're
But that's the thing.
gatherers.
You can even
But
push that. You can push that to the limits of its facets. Look at Ronda Rousey. That woman would kick my ass in a heartbeat, and I have 4 years of MMA experience. That woman would beat me so fucking bad that I would think my name is Timmy.
my brother, my dad's name. That's funny. Anyway, to me. Anyway, like yeah, I know but that's the only complaints I hear about. Like everything everywhere else, like women are privileged. Like I don't we
It's
do like in court like a woman has more of a chance of winning their kids over than the man the husband usually,
you know,
or like
it's gotten
homeless
so bad.
women are most likely to find a home or get help than homeless men.
People don't fucking realize that shit. When you break it down, man, on the most
The
shallow levels, man. Like if you're a woman and you're ugly, you slap some makeup on, you'll find someone to fucking shackle you down and take care of you.
like most
Dude, if you're ugly,
prostitutes
you're
are women.
fucked. Yeah.
Like and like like I don't know if this is relevant, but you know how like usually like you know there's like girlish clothes and then there's boyish clothes. It's more accepted for a girl to wear masculine clothes than it is for a guy to wear feminine clothes. Like usually how like girls like to have their hair short or long.
I've never heard a woman called anything worse than a tomboy for having short hair. But when
Huh?
I had long hair, guess what?
Yo,
I was called
you're
a faggot.
lagging.
Am I good? Good? Not good? Yeah. Oh, did it break? I think it broke.
I'm sorry. Like it lagged out. Can you like repeat what the whole thing you said?
For a minute, I thought Google deplatformed me. Shit.
No, I was lagging out my internet.
But anyway, when you see a girl walking around like a tomboy and shit, the worst you get called is a tomboy. You see a guy walking around with long haircut, and no beard, he gets called a faggot right to his face.
Yeah, or like
He
if
gets
he
called
if
a
he
little
wears a
bitch,
skirt or
pussy,
something,
whatever.
like you know what I mean? Like
I mean, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't wear a skirt. I mean, I've put one on just for the sake of trying it, and I gotta admit the breeze is really fucking nice. But that bulge is just
to me,
fucking.
honestly, I think I don't have a dick, but I feel like a skirt or something is better for a dick because you let it hang freely. I don't know, but like
It's fucking amazing, but
I mean, my brother wore a kilt before if that counts. So
close
and
enough.
yeah, and like I mean I don't have a dick, but I feel like it would feel more comfortable than pants because you have and I don't know how men put on their pants really, but
I'm gonna be real with you. It's the worst. But
yeah, like because sometimes you
wearing
have to
pants when you have a pair of balls is the worst. No one
like
should ever
I
feel like terrified they're gonna clip something when they try to zip their goddamn jeans up. It's
yeah.
ridiculous.
Like, I mean, I don't have a dick. I don't know how guys really work because, yeah, I'm still young. But I guess like I don't know how they put it in there. Like honestly, I think they I don't know. I always imagine they would like roll it, their dick, like curve it. Like I don't know. I don't know how you put it in there, guys, or put it down their leg. I don't
Don't
know how it does
don't
it, but I feel
don't.
like it's uncomfortable
It is.
when you wear pants. So
It
I'm like,
is.
I mean, skirts used to be. I heard that they were used to be a more of a masculine thing. Like, it was more of a unisex thing. I heard, or something like kilts. Like,
Yeah, but
I
that
mean,
will.
I know there's like fashion, like girls look better in dresses, and men usually look better in suits and pants. But I feel like if it was reversed, it would be more comfortable because we girls don't have anything down there. So I mean,
Yeah, I
pants are no
mean,
biggie. Like infinite
uh,
wedgies, yeah, but it's no biggie.
I don't know. Front wedges can be pretty bad. Let me see something here because I'm running a bit low on time. Let me see.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Tell you
I
what.
think we're about to
Um,
wrap it up soon,
yeah,
though.
if you want, we can throw down on one more topic.
Sure, but like what I mean, females have more privileges. Like there's a lot of girls have like a choice between short hair and long hair, and like no, I'm talking about like school rules. Like usually, like since I go to a private school, like a man can have his hair like longer than whatever,
This is true. I
and
mean,
the girls at my private school have a choice between a skirt and a pants. Boys can only wear pants.
I
Like
wouldn't wear a skirt to school, but that's probably
I'm
because it
just
would kill
saying,
the
like
kids
if
would kick
there's
my
like
ass. But
they're not able to, like they don't have the choice to, like because they're a man. They gotta be manly.
yeah, but it's just fucking people are like, oh yeah, masculinity is toxic. No, no, it's not. Because let me ask you something. If you're, if some dude is trying to rape you in the street, do you want that dude, that fucking hardcore redneck that, lifts weights twice a week, loves to shoot his gun and drives a pickup to fucking come and beat the shit out of the guy? Or do you want that little neckbeard named, Johnny who's fucking 80 pounds when he's wet trying to help you? No, you're going to want the fucking person to fucking come and help you. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with being a non-masculine dude. There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
But
there's like
don't penalize people for being masculine. To me, at that point, you're like, okay, so you're a bit too independent for my choice as a man, which means you're not gonna get shackled down by somebody stupid. Can't have that. No way. But yeah, I'm a bit low on time, so I might
yeah.
have to.
We might
I'm
wrap
gonna
this
have to
up.
bounce, but it's all good.
All
It
right,
has
this
been
was
lovely.
this was fun having you here. I'm definitely gonna have you on here again, man.
I'm down with that.
Oh
Thank you, Dragon.
yeah,
It's been lovely.
yeah. See ya, slap nuts.
Later.